Hi, I'm Linda Jones and I want to show you how I would use the brass head of the Whammer for stamping. So for metal stamping, you can either cut a piece of metal out with a saw or punch it or buy a metal blank. So I've got a heart there. So if I want to put some letters, so you get lovely letter punches, I would place it on my block. I would get a piece of tape, and wherever I want my lettering to be, first of all, I'd tape it down at the top to secure it onto my block. Then I put another piece of tape underneath, which is the baseline of where I want to stamp. Then I would pick up the letters that I want to punch. And in fact, what I should say, if I'm going to put happy across here, I've got to find the middle letter, thinking about it. So I'll go for P, right, and I would start with my center letter on the baseline of the tape and whack. And there's the first letter down and imprinted. And then I'm going to work that side out and that side out. So for my second P, the Y. So you can see it's easier to start with the center. So now that I've punched that out, if I want to put a design, say, on the top part of my heart, I can just place that and just leave whatever I want to punch, some design on the top, I can just leave that exposed. And again, if I want to put another sort of bit of texture, I can carry on doing that all over my piece, top and bottom. So now I'm going to go to the other side and I'll just tape over where I have already punched. Let's get another shape out and put that there. Now, to make your stamping stand out, so there we have the stamped. You can see it doesn't sort of stand out that much. So I'm now going to use a permanent black marker, and I will just cover all the areas that I've stamped, not the whole of the piece, but just the areas, so that the black ink goes inside the indent where I punched. And now let that dry. Doesn't take very long to dry because these permanent markers basically are minutes. You can always tell by just putting a little bit of a, see, that's still a bit, there we go. And if you don't want to get your hands all messed up, you can obviously wear some sort of glove, which I'm just going to put on at the moment so I don't mess my hands up completely. But I'm going to buff this up now with a piece of a sanding block to get rid of, and so this could be fine sandpaper, this could be very fine wire wool, this is a sort of a sanding block that I've got. In effect, it's exactly like wire wool or fine sandpaper. And you can see that the black has remained in the recess, so it stands out a lot more than it did when I first stamped it. Once the area, the surface area is sort of cleaned up again, you can polish it with a bit of silver polish, metal polish, anything will do, and a polishing cloth at the end to take off any extra sort of surface mess that you've made. And then if you want to suspend it and make it into a necklace or a key ring, you can then make a hole punch. So what I've got is a little, it's just a little place to put a dent. So I'm going to hang it safe. If I want to hang it from that corner, I'll just make a little hole punch hole, which is just on the edge there. And then I can get these piercing pliers, you see, that will just break the hole. Instead of using a saw, it's so much quicker for something like this. What you'll find is you have to wiggle the wire. Then there, now you have a hole where you can suspend it from a jump ring and put it as a key ring.